Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like, a childhood. Whenever I say that, they say that it makes them feel old. I don't mean it like that, but like, I don't know. From whenever I first discovered Sloan, which I was at a very impressionable age, basically wanted to sound like them and look like them. And
remember that thing I told you to say, Taylor?
Now that I do.
Well, then you're probably supposed to say something about how great Dave is.
It's true.
How indebted you are to him or something like that.
Well, I'm also indebted to him a lot because he let me play in his band. I was actually also a big Golden Dogs fan living in Toronto. Ironically, they played at my Frosh Week at my university, and I stumbled into that, as one does on the Friday night of Frosh Week. I was like, what's going, I thought, whatever, at least there's a band, at least there'll be people here, and it turned out to be this amazing band that I thought they were amazing. They're the Golden Dogs, and so then I went to a bunch of their shows, and it turns out that I knew some people who knew them, sort of thing, in Toronto. And now I'm playing drums on Andrew's drums, opening for Slum. But actually, I joined the band as a bass player. I'm actually not really a drummer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But no, I didn't start playing the drums with any sort of regularity until later on, after I'd already played guitar and bass.
How long has the band been around? Why don't you just tell me all about the band?
We've been around. It's a bit of a different band because Dave and Jess have had a band called the Golden Dogs now for probably like 6 or 7 years. I don't even know because it was before I knew them, right? But the current lineup that we have has basically been for about 2.5 years now. We started, basically this new album came out that Dave and Jess and I played on, and then we got Stu to do touring for it, and that's when we sort of actually were a real band. And before that we were just playing Toronto shows and doing around Ontario. So then we started doing tours, and then we've sort of just been doing that on and off since whenever the album came out, like 2 years ago now, I guess, or maybe 3, I don't know, it's hard to remember. But yeah, it's good times. We're looking forward to recording a new one soon, I hope. Before we get sick of playing the new songs.
Yeah, right.
But they're still feel like new songs instead of like old songs.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what's going on.
So as a drummer, now that you're so do you consider yourself? I've just sat with Andrew, who is a tough interview because he's like a songwriter.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm like, you're the best drummer. He's like, I'm not a drummer. No, you're but do you consider yourself like drummer, musician? What's
No, I mean, I hate to pull the card here, but I would consider myself a songwriter. Really.
Awesome. You're a songwriter.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel that's what makes me, if I'm a good drummer at all, I feel like that's what makes me a good drummer.
Yeah.
And then once you tour in a band playing the drums for 3 years, you can't be bad after that long.
Yeah, right.
Unless you're, I don't know, drunk the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
But you just can't. It's funny to watch. I laugh at fills that I can do that I never thought I'd be able to do, which I couldn't do, except that I played the drums 100 times a year for a couple of years,
Right.
So I guess in that context, I guess I'm a drummer at this point.
Awesome.
But yeah, the other thing about the drums I find is it's a lot harder to have a bad show being the drummer.
Yeah.
Because you just get to play the drums.
Yeah.
No matter what, if everything else is going wrong, at least I get to sit here and play the drums. I don't have to do anything else.
That's right.
That's what I like about it, I guess.
Cool.
And one of those things is if you don't know the band, that's always how you feel. It's like, we're going to show them. But if you do know the band, it's almost worse. It's like, oh no, we got to play good because they're watching us.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know. Certainly for us, that was weird the first couple of shows of this tour. It's like every once in a while you'd be in the middle of a song, this part, okay, the bridge, I like this part, and then whoa, there's Sloan, no, they're watching me. Okay, gotta keep going.
Right.
But that's gotten a little easier to take as we've gotten to be better friends with them,
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was certainly, I definitely noticed that the first couple of days.
Awesome.
Sure.
Good for you.
But we're having a good time. And the other great thing about Sloan is that they're still doing amazing shows.
Yeah.
Like the Bowery Ballroom show a couple of days ago I saw them at at least 15 times in my high school age, and I think that was as good as, if not better, than many shows I saw back then.
Agreed.
So it's pretty amazing,
Yeah.
That however many years they've been doing it, they're still doing
Very
it.
solid. Yeah. Really great band for sure. Yeah. So okay, good. So you guys are. So this is. I know this is the last time this long.
Current record is Big Eye Little Eye. It came out in the States this past January. Maybe a year before that. It came out a year ago, January.
Where can people find the record?
I think in stores. Yeprock puts it out.
Yeprock put it out?
Yeah, I think they're.
Okay.
I don't know how good the distribution is, but.
Really good.
Yeah, so it's
really
probably in any store near you. I don't know.
Okay, good. So
if it's not, make them order it.
That's right.
Or the internet or whatever. I don't even know if people buy CDs anymore.
Good.
We got new vinyl out. That's what I should be excited about. I still have only heard it once because we got it just before we left. It was supposed to be ready for London, but sometimes things don't get ready in time, which is certainly not our fault. But I guess I shouldn't complain about those things. But we finally have a vinyl, and it's the first time I've ever heard any note that I've played on vinyl, so I was very excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. And then my other band that I'm a songwriter in, called Major Grange, we just did recordings on tape the week before we left on tour, so I'm also very excited about that. I'm totally like nostalgic and silly and old-fashioned when it comes to that stuff.
Hell yeah.
I love it. And I was listening to Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere Today in the band, and I think maybe we captured that thrown together vibe a little bit, only because it was probably just as thrown together.
Yeah.
But certainly not as special, but tape sounds good. That's my point.